Hello YouTubers and welcome to another Doctor Who DVD review. This time I shall be taking another look at Vengeance on Varos Special Edition. Now a few years ago I did a DVD review of this and I thought that I would do it again, seeing as back then things were much different and the way I did it was much different. So I thought that I'd do it again and give you my thoughts now, a few years on. But one thing that I don't think has changed is my thoughts on this amazing front cover, because it is really amazing. You've got the Sixth Doctor, Peri and Sil here, and quite honestly, it is an amazing front cover by Lee Binding. In the background, you've got the corridors of Varos, you've got the Varos logo, you've got the Sixth Doctor looking epic, you've got Peri who's just been turned into this weird creature thing, and you've just got Sil by the PG logo there, just chilling out. I think it is an absolutely amazing front cover, and it really goes without saying. This is a 2-disc set. It is, of course, a PG, and the bottom it says the Colin Baker years 1984 to 86, and it says special edition here. And one of my main bugbearings about this and a couple of other special editions that came out around this era was this on the spine. It still says special edition, and this is despite flipping it over, because these covers were reversible because you have the purple BBC logo and PG at the bottom. But I flipped them over since because it looks much tidier with the rest of the DVD collection. It looks so uniform, basically, what I'm trying to say. But it bugs me slightly that it still says special edition on the spine. I'd much rather it just has Vengeance on Varos and that would be us done with it. The back of the story, this DVD box, we've got some screen grabs from the story. It goes without saying, really. We get these in all these classic releases. It's written by Philip Martin, and the description reads: "The TARDIS is adrift, deprived of vital power source. The Doctor and Peri have one last hope, the planet Varos. But Varos is a very dangerous place. Trapped in the dreaded punishment dome, the Doctor and Peri must fight for their lives and save the starving population from the machinations of the villainous reptilian Sil." The special features include commentary with Colin Baker, Nicola, Bryant and Nabil Shiban. We have a 5.1 sound mix with brand new optional sound mix. Nice or Nasty, cast and crew discuss the making of this story. The Idiot's Lantern, a look at how Doctor Who has incorporated the medium of television within its narrative. Tomorrow's Times, the Sixth Doctor, deleted and extended scenes, over 15 minutes of excised material, including previously unreleased footage exclusive to this special edition. Behind the scenes, outtakes, alternative music clip, BBC News coverage of Colin Baker's casting as the Doctor, Breakfast Time, Saturday Superstore, French and Saunders, trailers and continuities, Radio Times listings and BBC sales sheet, photo gallery, coming soon trailer, isolated music score, originally studio production audio, production information, subtitles and digitally remastered picture and sound quality. That is a lot of special features there. The story was originally broadcast on BBC One between the 19th of January and 26th of January 1985. Produced by John Nathan Turner, directed by Ron Jones, and incidental music by Jonathan Gibbs. The runtime for this is 90 minutes approx. The cover is by Lee Binding, and of course this is 2 parts long, 45 minutes for each part. Looking inside, we've got another photo of Peri from the front cover, and got a lot of information here about the making of this. We've got on disc 1 Colin Baker, and on disc 2 Nicola, Bryant. And yeah, overall DVD release absolutely spectacular. Can't fault this release at all. I mean, it is a special edition at the end of the day. A million times better than the original edition because the cover on this is far superior in every single way. The photo of Colin Baker is now consistent with the rest of the collection because originally it wasn't, and to be honest, this photo is much better than the photo that you see on the original edition of this release. Bit of trivia for you here. Vengeance on Varos was the first ever Colin Baker story to be released on DVD, and this special edition of the same story is the final ever DVD release that we've got from the Colin Baker era. So this story being released on DVD both times sort of bookends all the releases that we've got of the Sixth Doctor on DVD. As for the story itself, quite honestly, this may be my favourite Sixth Doctor story from his television run. Of course, he only did over 2 years worth of stories on television, and to be honest, there's a lot of them that I wasn't really that fond of. I know a lot like Revelation of the Daleks, but personally, it's one that I've never really been that fond of, to be honest with you. It's probably my least favourite Dalek story from the 1980s. I much prefer Resurrection of the Daleks and Remembrance of the Daleks. The Remembrance of the Daleks is my favourite Dalek story from the 80s, hands down. It's an amazing story. And there's a lot of other stories from the Colin Baker era. The Twin Dilemma and Time Lash, they go without saying. Yeah, I'm not even going to go there. Attack of the Cybermen, while it does have some great moments, there's just a few things that I'm just not really that keen on. The Mark of the Rani, to be honest, the Rani I've never really been that keen on in that story, and Time and the Rani as well. The Two Doctors, while I'd love the scenes between the second and sixth Doctor together, there's a few things about it that I just don't really like, to be honest with you. And the Trial of the Time Lord, yeah, there's a few great moments in that. I really like the Valeyard and all that, but it goes on for too long. But this story, this is the most different story we've got. This is the most unique story out of the Sixth Doctor era, I'd argue, because it explored something that had never been explored before at the time, which was reality TV. And reality TV never really became a thing until many years later, with shows like Big Brother. I mean, of course, now I think things like Big Brother and all that I've always thought were trash anyway, but reality TV in general, it's just become a disease on television. But here, the ideas, it gets all explored. Back in 1985, no one had really thought about this concept. And I think that it really works in this story. Yes, there are a few violent moments in this story. There are a few controversial moments in this story, like the acid bath scene. But if you remember, the whole plan was to develop the Sixth Doctor as a character from the start of his era to the finish. And Big Finish have really took this idea on with their audio stories. This is, of course, very early on in the Sixth Doctor's era. It's his third story in his entire run. And this is where it hit the ground running. And it's a real shame that we never really got anything like this from his television run ever again. Yeah, Syl did turn up in the Trial of the Time Lords, but it wasn't as good. This is Syl's definitive appearance. Yeah, he was planned to appear in another story, Mission to Magnus, but that never saw the light of day because of the whole hiatus. It did, however, make it to audio, which is a saving grace, I guess. There's a few things about this story I just love this story. It is my favourite Sixth Doctor story, and I think that this is one of the best stories from the entire JNT era, because there's quite a few stories from the 80s I'm not really that fond of, but this is right up there. It is really, really good. It is a unique story. The way it's told, the whole idea of showing people getting tortured for entertainment on television. It's quite a dark idea. They really did jump the boat with this story, and to be honest, good on them for doing it. I think that is a marvellous story by Philip Martin here, and it is absolutely 100% underrated. And I highly recommend that you just pick up the DVD release, because I've not even talked about the special features for this yet. There's tons of them. I mean, you saw how much there was just then when I read them all out. There are so many special features on this DVD release. Even this is it's worth getting just for those special features as well. It's a bonus that this is an amazing story as well. So, would I highly recommend this? Well, yeah, I would, to be honest, especially if you are a big fan of Colin Baker as a Sixth Doctor. It's a real shame what happened to Colin Baker as a Sixth Doctor, but here he really shines. It was so early on in his era, and it's such a shame that we never did get many more stories like this in his very short run on television. But luckily, Big Finish have expanded upon the character, which I am really glad about. So overall, Vengeance on Varos Special Edition is a very worthy DVD release, and I'm very glad that they did do a special edition on the DVD release, because, like I said, it is an amazing story, and I highly recommend you check it out. And the special features, yeah, they're just amazing. So that is my revisited DVD review of this said story. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe for more DVD reviews. Until next time, everybody, have a nice day and cheerio.